People tend to listen when the world's richest man has something to say about finance, so when Elon Musk tweeted his predictions on the future of the US economy, the world was taken by storm. Do you know what Elon has predicted for the US economy? Will America enter a major crisis soon? Welcome to Futured. Today we'll be talking about why Elon Musk believes America is entering a horrific financial crisis. Before we do, subscribe to our channel to get updated with everything on future technology, Elon Musk, or SpaceX. Let's get started. A few days ago, an American journalist named Christopher Mims published a list of 936 startups valued at over $1 billion, commonly referred to as unicorns. According to Christopher's tweet, there are 936 startups worth more than $1 billion today. While that might look like a lot, Elon thinks otherwise. Recession. Elon Musk responded to Christopher's tweet by adding that if history is any indication, few people will survive the next recession. And that's when one Twitter user asked the question on everyone's mind, when do you believe the next recession will be? Elon responded that forecasting macroeconomics is difficult, to say the least. The guess is that it will happen in the spring or summer of 2022, but not later than 2023. However, Elon did not go into detail to explain why he believes this and if this will be a major recession or just a normal one. Currently, while the stock market in the US is at an all-time high, there aren't enough new funds available outside of it. Because US stock funds are concentrated in the pools of a few prominent businesses, the values of other companies are low, making financing much more difficult. Furthermore, the Federal Reserve's monetary policy is conservative, making financing much more difficult. This indicates that the tight liquidity situation is getting worse. Chris Smithson, another Twitter user, feels that inflation in the US has hit historic highs. The fact that prices of goods and retail stores have been rising in the last 6 months is an obvious sign. Whether there will be a financial crisis in the next stage is determined by the Federal Reserve's ability to effectively withdraw from its quantitative easing monetary policy. This isn't the first time Elon has forecast that the economy will suffer in the near future. In his fight with Bernie Sanders, the Tesla CEO engaged in a number of highly publicized Twitter battles with top Democratic politicians. With a joke about Bernie's advanced age, Elon referred to the senator as a taker, not a maker. Elon also made several comments about the impact of the government deficit on inflation and the federal government's inability to control spending. In another tweet, Elon claimed that inflation is the most regressive tax of all. Regressive taxation refers to lower-income people paying a higher percentage of their income to tax authorities than wealthier people. In the US, people with higher earnings pay higher tax rates, but Musk's point is that inflation eats into normal American savings and harms people on fixed incomes like pensioners. Because many of them have rising value stock portfolios, the ultra-wealthy are less affected by inflation. They also have a stronger power to demand higher wages and counterbalance rising prices. Elon Musk isn't the only doomsayer in the IT sector. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey is also concerned about some serious concerns facing the US economy in October 2021. Hyperinflation. As you might have guessed, hyperinflation is basically very high and accelerated inflation. Some academics and journalists have predicted hyperinflation in the US as early as 2021. When the economy began to recover after being artificially suppressed by lockdowns and a slew of restrictions, the word hyperinflation conjured up gloomy images during the coronavirus pandemic. New currency notes with significantly more zeros are issued by central banks. People rush to the cash register to buy food before prices rise again, depleting their retirement funds. It is a societal catastrophe. In that scenario, it's a good thing that numerous outlets and reputable persons in the financial world were quick to condemn ARK Invest's CEO Jack Dorsey's comments about the state of the economy. Cathie Wood pushed back against Jack Dorsey's allegation, tweeting, "I anticipated inflation would take off in 2008-2009 when the Fed launched quantitative easing." Cathie argues that price rises affecting consumers should taper off after the holiday season. The first source, according to the CEO of ARK Invest, is technology-enabled innovation, such as artificial intelligence. She also mentioned that the cost of AI training is reduced by 40 to 70% per year, which she described as a record-breaking deflationary factor. When costs and prices fall, velocity and disinflation, if not deflation, follow, according to Wood. If consumers and companies anticipate prices will fall in the future, they will hold off on purchasing goods and services, showing the velocity of money. The second source of deflation, according to Cathie, is creative destruction as a result of disruptive innovation. Since the tech and telecom slump in 2008, as well as the global financial crisis, many firms have catered to short-term investors seeking profits or dividends, and have now used their balance sheets to pay dividends and buy back shares, resulting in earnings per share. they haven't put enough money into innovation and will be compelled to cover their debts by selling progressively outmoded items at deflationary prices. The over-ordering and stockpiling of commodities as a result of the COVID-19 epidemic and supply chain concerns, according to Wood, is the third source. During the coronavirus scare, Woods tweeted that businesses stepped down and were taken off guard when product consumption soared. They're still scrambling to keep up, which means they're likely ordering double or triple what they need. As a result, after the holiday season is over and companies are faced with excess supplies, prices should fall. She noted that global demand for oil in 2021 would be lower than in 2019 and unlikely to return to its previous high, partly because its price had broken a string of lower highs and was above the 77 hit in 2018, destroying demand. That wasn't the end of Woods' thread, however, as she continued to say that on the supply side, environmental, social, and governance mandates have forced energy companies to shift spending from mature fossil fuels to renewables, while banks have deprived borrowers of credit. In response to the almost quadrupling of oil prices since the trough last year, Cathie Wood tweeted that electric vehicle adoption has quickened, laying the seeds of a significant oil price decrease. Prediction: Elon Musk isn't the only billionaire concerned about inflation. Ray Dalio, the legendary hedge fund manager, believes it's only a matter of time before inflation hits the American economy. When Yahoo Finance editor-in-chief Ray Dalio asked how concerned he was about inflation, he said, "It's only a matter of time before inflation hits the American economy." The billionaire replied, "I'm really concerned about it because the quantity of money and credit that has to be produced and allocated is a huge rise." The CEO of the world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater Associates, has been warning everyone about rising inflation for years, and in November 2021, he was more vocal than ever. On a LinkedIn post, an inflation study revealed consumer prices had increased by the most in over 3 decades. Following that report, Dalio warned that America's wealth was being eroded by galloping inflation. He argued that some people make the error of thinking they are getting richer because their assets are increasing in value without realizing how their purchasing power is eroding. Those that have their money in cash are the ones who suffer the most. According to Dalio, to be successful, one must make a profit that is at least equivalent to one's expenditures. The billionaire hedge fund manager expressed concern that the U.S. is printing too much money without increasing productivity. He has studied these empires and dynasties for over 500 years, he remarked, and when there is a financial problem and the coffers are empty, you see the same thing happen over and over again. They print money. When they print money, it devalues the currency. So what do you anticipate the final condition in the US will be like in 2022? Will Musk's predictions come true? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. That's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get updated with everything on future technology, Elon Musk, or SpaceX. We'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.